Kilo, Quebec, 4, Echo, Oscar, Oscar.
Kilo, Quebec 4, Echo, Oscar, Oscar, and what's the name there?
Kilo, Quebec 4, Echo, Oscar, Oscar, and what's the name there?
The name is Ed, sir. Alpha Radio.
I copy the name is Ed, is that correct?
I copy the name is Ed, is that correct?
That's correct, sir. Appreciate your time. Just got a new radio, a new antenna, and trying to get everything set up. Over.
Roger, Roger, Ed. What's your location, sir?
Roger, Roger, Ed. What's your location, sir?
Northeast Alabama.
Alrighty, and what radio do you have, sir?
Alrighty, and what radio do you have, sir?
An ICOM IC 7300, over.
Roger that. Well, the first thing to do would be to double check to be sure you're in that wide transmit band pass, 100 to 2900 TBW, 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth band pass, Roger?
To 2900 transmit bandwidth band pass, Roger?
Roger, Roger.
You'll find that in settings, Roger, Roger.
You'll find that in settings, Roger, Roger.
Roger. That's clear. I'm going to go there now and try to come back in a few minutes. Over.
Roger, Roger. Well, if you're unfamiliar with your radio, we could just give you some notes, and you could, find things as you find them and crank in the notes, Roger.
As you find them and crank in the notes, Roger.
Roger. I'm searching through my settings now.
Okay, I have notes on that 7300. Let me find them here. Let me go to the 7300 here. Okay. 7300. The multi-button, the round button at the upper right side of the display window, takes you to RF power output, which should be at 100%. Mic gain somewhere around 50% now. Compression 3, and set monitor to off, Roger.
And set monitor to off, Roger.
Roger, stand by.
And you might check your frequency. We're on 7188.0000.
We're on 7188.0000.
I copy that. Okay. I'm at 100% power. My gain at 50%. Compression is back. Resolved. Roger.
Roger, Ed. Now, why don't you give me about 10-15 seconds? Tell me about your antenna system. Let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Roger, standing by.
Go ahead and transmit for about 10 or 15 seconds and tell me about your antenna.
Go ahead and transmit for about 10 or 15 seconds and tell me about your antenna.
It's an NZ, 64 feet long, hasn't been trimmed or tuned. I'm trying to get one of these nano VNAs to get me a good pattern set up on it.
Yes, sir. Okay, I've got you pretty good on my Georgia SDR. So did you find your transmit bandwidth 100 to 2900, Roger?
Transmit bandwidth 100 to 2900, Roger.
Repeat, please.
Yes, did you find your setting for your bandwidth your transmit bandpass 100 to 2900. Roger. You have three settings. One of them is called wide, which is a 100 to 2900, and that's the one that we want you to be operating in. Roger.
And that's the one that we want you to be operating in. Roger.
Yes, stand by, please. Quebec 4 Echo Oscar Oscar. Being not that familiar with this new radio yet, I'm still searching around for those settings. So it might take me a few minutes over.
All right, sir. I can tell you where they are. Let's see here. Hang on just a moment here. Okay, 7300. Find the multi-button. That's the round button at the upper right side of the display window. That will take you to mic gain, compression, monitor. The menu button, which is the rectangular button at the lower left side of the display, that's the one that you want, will take you to set, which takes you to tone control, which takes you to transmit, single sideband, and it'll also take you to your set TBW, which is what we want, a wide 100 to 2900. Roger.
So what we want, a wide 100 to 2900. Roger.
Roger, stand by.
That's all on the menu button, which is the rectangular button at the lower left side of the display.
Button at the lower left side of the display.
And that takes you to set, which takes you to tone control, which takes you to transmit, which takes you to single sideband, transmit EQ settings, and also takes you to TBW, which is your transmit bandwidth, and we want that set to 100 to 2900.
And we want that set to 100 to 2900.
Okay, I'm finding all kind of settings here. I didn't know existed on this radio yet. So let me beg off for a while and go through here and try to find that, and I'll check back in with you in a few minutes. And thank you for your time, sir. This is Kilo, Quebec 4 Echo Oscar Oscar.
Roger, Ed, probably the simpler thing would be just to take notes on this, Roger, and then you can crank them in at your leisure. Does that sound all right?
Roger, and then you can crank them in at your leisure. Does that sound all right?
Well, I've got instructions looking, but I found some things going to where you want me to go that I wanted to stop and look at as well. So I'll get back with you in a few minutes.
Roger, Roger. Well, I could just give you notes, like that transmit bandwidth. We want that to be 100 to 2900. That's the first thing, is to get your transmit bandwidth 100 to 2900. Then move to your compressor on at a 3. Compression on at a 3. Roger, Roger.
Compression on at a 3. Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger.
All right, then move to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you say the word audio, stretch out the first part of that word, and with your mic gain in hand, adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running 2/3. So that is audio, and adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running 2/3. Roger?
Until your ALC meter is running 2/3. Roger?
All right, now are you running the supplied hand mic with that radio?
All right, now are you running the supplied hand mic with that radio?
I am indeed running it.
Was that a Roger?
Negative. It's a desk microphone.
Was that a Roger?
SM30.
All right. So what we want to do there is another note. We want to add 3 clicks additional treble EQ from where you are. So that would be 3 clicks additional treble EQ from wherever you are at the moment on your treble equalization. Roger?
Are at the moment on your treble equalization. Roger?
Roger, I'll have to fix that if it's in the settings or if it's on the bottom of the microphone.
Repeat that.
Repeat that.
I'll have to locate that setting to see if it's actually in the settings on the radio or if it's an adjustment on the bottom of this microphone.
Now, don't worry about the settings on the bottom of the microphone. This would be internal to you in your radio. So, and I, was saying how you can get to that rectangular button at the lower left side of the display. Takes you to set, which takes you to tone control, which takes you to transmit, single sideband, transmit EQ settings. And that's where you want to go plus 3 additional clicks treble EQ from where you are at the moment. Roger, Roger.
Treble EQ from where you are at the moment. Roger, Roger.
Okay, I'm raising that by 3 clicks, you said.
Yes, sir. What was your original setting on your treble equalization?
Yes, sir. What was your original setting on your treble equalization?
300 to 2700 is single sideband transmit width.
Okay, you want to move that to 100 to 2900. Move that setting to 100 to 2900. That's another option that you have right at that point. Roger.
That's another option that you have right at that point. Roger.
And that's already been done. Thank you.
So you have now chosen that 100 to 2900?
So you have now chosen that 100 to 2900?
Okay, so and right in that area is your equalization. You have a 2-band equalization, and so we want to add 3 clicks additional treble EQ from where you were. Roger, Roger.
Additional treble EQ from where you were. Roger, Roger.
Been done. 3 clicks of treble.
Alrighty, and why don't you tell me about the best thing you like about your radio?
Well, so far it seems to be a well-made radio. I mean, I have no experience with this sort of thing, so I just jumped out there and bought whatever scope is a catchy thing on the market at the moment. So, and something that I could afford, I suppose, over.
Yes, sir, Ed. I think the same way you do. That's what you're listening to right now is a 7300, Roger?
What you're listening to right now is a 7300, Roger?
Roger, Roger.
And you're sounding really good. I wish I had a better copy on you, but I have what I have, what Mother Nature gives me, and I will have this recording up on YouTube by noon tomorrow. So when you go to YouTube, just call, letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, and that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2700 Qso-Vlog air check recordings. And again, I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Recordings. And again, I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Roger, and thank you very so much for your help, sir. It's been a pleasure. Hope to talk to you again in the future. This is Kilo Quebec 4 Echo Oscar saying 73s to everybody.
Roger, Echo Oscar 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And if you get a chance, join us next Friday. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog Net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.